Right. Welcome everyone to this Sunday training for the Team Unstoppable Focus, uh, Team Victory Nations, and Team S. Right. Today we're going to be talking about going back to basics, and we're going to be focusing also on the game plan. Right. So, without wasting much of your time, let me just go straight into it. Right. Okay. All right. So, basically, you can see on my screen, just in case there's some new members, I just want every time to just recap on the products that we have on hand. Our main product, APPI Travels, has got 3 different products. We've got the APPI Fund, we've got the Even App, and we've got the VIP. But our main product is the APPI Fund. And on my screen, you can see what is looking like a ladder there is actually all the different versions, all the different packages under the APPI Fund. APPI Fund is a 2x2 matrix. So if we start from as little as $35 and we go all the way to $8,000. So the company is so generous. It understands that there are different type of people who've got money and people who don't have so much money. So everyone is catered for. But our main flagship product is the traveler fund, the one with the yellow arrow there. It goes for $125. So this is the APPI fund. So 8 different income streams. So right now I'm just going to go into the business of the day. The business of the day is actually training. So I will start with our game plan. Right. We are, as Team Unstoppable Focus or Victory Nations, we've got a strategy because they say that success leaves clues. We have to have a system. So we are not just shooting in the dark. We've got a game plan that we have. So you can get back to the person that invited you if you are a new member, and they can give you a copy of the PDF of the game plan. It will be looking something like this. I know you cannot see much because it's very small print, but I'm going to just go one by one, section by section, and zooming in like this. This is the first part of the game plan. It is a disclaimer. We are actually just advising people that APPI Travels is a business. It's not a savings club. So it's not something that way you can just say you put in your money and do nothing and expect to get some income. It doesn't work like that. You've got to work. So because this is a business, you've got to actually put in the effort. So it just depends on your skills and your effort. The skills, we teach you all the skills, but for effort, it's up to you. We don't have any control of the effort that you are going to put in, but we recommend that you put as much effort as you can. The more effort that you put, the more results that you actually get. Right, so these are the basics. Is this I've actually zoomed in on another part of the game plan as well. Well, it's actually itemizing the basics. We are in the network marketing industry, so we've got just 7 basic skills that you need to know. It's not a lot of skills, just 7. So the first skill that you need to know is just making a list. When we start this business, it's a business of people helping people. We have to connect with people. So our inventory or stock is just a list of names. So the first thing that you need to do is just to make a list. This has to be an active list. So what you do is you add people every day, maybe add 1 or 2 people every day, so that you don't run short of people to speak to. And number 2 is inviting. You need to be able to be good at inviting people to come and see Zoom, inviting for a live presentation, inviting people to come and see one-on-one. You just have to be good at inviting people to come and see your product. And presenting is just showing the people the product itself. The number 4 is follow up. You know, people sometimes they don't just say yes immediately. They sometimes say, okay, I'm thinking about it, or they can give you a future date. You need to diarize when you're going to follow up and make sure that you follow up. Number 5 is actually asking for the money. my friend director Patricia says money doesn't grow on trees. So you have to be good at asking money. If you are going to be a businessman, it doesn't matter what business you are in. If you are not asking for the money, you won't be rich. You won't be able to make money because money is found on people. So you should not be embarrassed to ask for money because that's where the whole gist of the business is. Number 6 is actually promoting events. These are live events. Right now, because of COVID, we don't have any events. But when the COVID is over, we need to be able to promote events, big events. That's where they say big decisions are made at big events. When COVID is over, we're going to have some events. So you need to be able to be good to provide to promote these events. Last but not least is number 7. This is just an overview of the game plan. This is the session like what we are doing now, just going through the steps that you need, the basic steps. So these 7 fundamentals are the basic steps that you need to know as a network marketer, the key skills that you need to know as a network marketer, right? So for us, our business, this 2x2 matrix of the APPI fund, we've got our own strategy that we've adopted to be able to put money back into your members, new members' pockets as fast as possible. So what we have actually decided is to be careful on the placement of people. So when you sign up the first person, right, you get one person, you sign them up. And then when you get the next person, what we suggest is you put the next person on the first person, that is on number 2. So we are working with a 1, 2, 3 block, building blocks, 1, 2, 3. Let me go to the next slide to see, for you to actually see it clearly. Right, it works like this. We are working with the power of 2 friends, but this is the 2x2 matrix of the APPI fund. This is the complete matrix, but you can see I've put some arrows here. This is the game plan that we've actually recommending. 0 here is you, right? You start up, you are number 0. When you find your friend, that's Amos, your first friend is number 1. And then when you get another friend, we recommend that you put them on level 2. That will be Patricia there, number 2. And immediately you get paid a commission. If it's the happy traveler, you get paid $100. And the second person, we actually recommend you can put them under Amos. By so doing, you actually get another $100. Now it means you are now in profit because right now you have a total of $200 and you started off with only 125. You got all your money back. So this is super, super powerful. This is the strategy that we've come up with and decided to follow, just so that we build the belief of your new members very fast. When they get paid their initial investment very fast, they are now risk-free and they are smiling. They are now in profit and they know that this business works. It's all about building belief very fast, right? And our game plan, our main plan, you saw on the first slide, the one that had several packages, that had 8 different packages, starting from the 35 all the way to the 8,000. So we've got a game plan. I already said that our flagship recommended product to start with is the traveler fund for 125. So this is the game plan. When you start off with the 125 traveler fund, right? You get in and then you sign up one person. We're using that strategy of ours. You sign up one person, put them on level 1. And then when you sign up the next person, you put them on level 2. You get paid the $100 commission, right? So when you get your first $100 commission, our recommendation is that you then use that $100 to activate what is known as a combo. A combo is a mixture of the APPI fund for 35 and the even up for 75. Together, it is a combo. So when you get a combo, it means we now have 3 different income streams, the 35, the even up, and the 125. So you'll be running like that until you close your centers. The next recommended upgrade is the Navigator Fund. When you upgrade the Navigator Fund, when you close off that center for Navigator, you would have earned at least 1,000 US dollars. At that stage, we are actually saying that you are now ready for going to residual income, the VIP, the bronze. So this is the strategy for the team. And we recommend that if you follow this strategy, you'll be successful, because success actually leaves clues. There's no secret to success, but there's a system to success. So if you follow this system, you are definitely going to get your desired results. So they say the secret to getting ahead is getting started, right? So this is the end of the first part of my training session. And right now I'm just going to be giving over to Director Patricia so that she can take over from now because of time.
Hi, Silva, how are you?
I'm good. Patricia, how are you doing?
I'm fine. What did you like in the presentation? Was it the money or travel or both?
For me, I liked both, but the problem that I have right now is I don't have money to get started.
Is it true that you don't have money, or just trying to find an excuse?
No, actually, I don't have the money. I've got a lot of school fees to pay. You know, I've got 6 kids and they're starting school. So I've got a lot of commitments right now. My money is not enough.
You can just be honest with me. I'm cool with either way. I realize if you don't have money, you could do something to get that money. For example, let me give you an example. If I say I've got a Ferrari, you know the price of a Ferrari.
A
If I
Ferrari,
say
yes.
I'll give you, yes. If I say I'm giving you at $500 within 24 hours, would you let go?
I think I'll run around and yeah, try to borrow something like that.
Really?
Yeah, because the Ferrari is very expensive, so it will be a bargain.
Okay, I've got another question for you. Who do you love most?
My wife and kids, my family.
Let's choose one. Your wife.
Yes.
Let's say hypothetically your wife has been identity mistaken and has been taken to central prison or central charge office, and they want some money. They want at least $1,000 before the end of the day. What would you do?
Yeah, I think I'll find the money.
You find the money.
Yeah.
I hear you, and I felt like you are feeling now. But I then realized that if you want something, if you put the value to what you want, if you have a big why, you're talking about school fees. Why are you worried about school fees? And you're talking about not having money. If you really have no school fees, and if you really have no money to pay when you pay your school fees, then you need to join this program that I'm talking about, because it will give you financial freedom. And if you don't do that, you're going to forever read poverty scripts, my friend. So you really need to make up your mind. You need to sacrifice, put something on the block, and you get it back. I've told you that you will get your money within 24 hours if you are clever like me. So you need to make sure that you are doing the right thing or the right decision. So are you good to go, Silva?
Yeah. I think, yeah, if you put it like that, I'll have to make a plan.
Yes, certainly. You need to make a plan. You need to make a plan, because money shouldn't be a hindrance for you to join this program, because we are talking about big monies, my friend. We are not just talking about little money. We're talking about big monies. So you need to jump on. So I'll send you the list of details that we require to register you, and then we go for it.
All right. Thank you very much. I will go for it.
Sharp. Thank you. How are you, everyone? That was a role play on the objection that we get most of the time. Most people talk about money. They don't have money. And sometimes it's not that they don't have money, but it's just a kind of way of saying, I don't want. So you need to validate, excuse me, you need to validate their objection to find out if they really don't have the money or it's just an excuse. And once you have validated, you really need to be wise like a snake. If you see that they're just making an excuse, then you coach them, like I was doing to Silva. You coach them, give them scenarios which can make them use their mind. And then after that, you close. You heard me closing very often. I talked to him, I asked him a question, he gave me an answer, and I asked him if he was going to join then. So you need to close immediately and close very often. Very often, I mean, when he gives you an objection, you coach them, or you give them a scenario and they give you an answer, and then you ask if they are going to join again. And when you follow up, you don't ask them, do you like the program, or what is like, you're not sure of what you're doing. You need to be very confident. People read your body language or even your voice language. If you are not sure of what you're asking, if you're not sure of what you're doing, people will not go into the program. So you need to be very confident so that they can read that you are excited with the program and you know what you're doing. When they join in, they'll be able to be led properly. So this is what you do with the objections. And the other objection that we mostly find is when people talk about researching. You just tell them that you have researched, you are the research enough for them to understand the business. Because if you were not a research, you wouldn't be where you are now. And you should tell a story of people getting their monies within 24 hours. Tell a story of people like Innocent getting their $1,000 returns within 3 weeks. So you need to be proactive. Give them some examples so that they can understand, so that they know and see that researching is not even important, but just to join, because the first step is the very, very important step in life. So that's about objections. We just talked about a few today. We are going to talk about more next time. We're just rushing with time because we only have 40 minutes for this Zoom call of ours. Success befriends the bold, and money goes where it is invited. If you don't invite the money, it won't come to you. So if you don't close, closing is the asking for money. Like Silva told you, I always say money doesn't grow on trees. You have to look for the money and you have to grow the money. So money goes where it is invited. So you need to invite the money. When you give somebody a presentation, or when you invite them to a presentation, then one thing that is very important for you to create a need. Don't pretend to be me. Don't pretend to be someone. Don't pretend to be who you are not. Maintain your credibility. If you are an HR person, use that credibility, what they know you about. If you're an accountant, use what you have. Like Silva is always talking about figures. So if you're an HR person, use those skills that you have to lure people to the program, because people are going to join because of you, not because of APPI travels. They will join because they trust you. The success leaves clues, like Silva said. So people watch what you do, they watch your earnings, they watch your lifestyle, they watch your habits. So they need to create a need. That is basic number one. Create a need by people looking at you and seeing what you are doing. Let them not join APPI Travels, but let them join you as APPI Travels. So if you can talk, you can sell. Because many people say, I can't talk to people. I'm not very good at marketing. If you can talk to someone, you can sell. How? If I can ask people who got married here, both women and men, how did you come up with your wife or your spouse? You talk to them, you marketed yourself. And if you've marketed yourself to be able to be married, and for those who are not married yet, they might say, Patricia, what are you talking about? If you are going to market yourself to get married, surely you can market the APPI Travels products. And if you can't swim, if you go into the river, if you can't swim, you will sink. So what am I saying here? I'm saying if you can talk, you can sell. There's not much you have to talk about, especially when you are new. You just have to invite people to come to the Zoom meeting, or just tell them excitedly that you found a program, and you tell them the benefits. Don't tell them the features, but tell them the benefits, what they will get, and then just refer them to Patricia, refer them to Dennis, refer them to Silva, and then we'll do the job for you. Your Facebook timeline or WhatsApp is your office. You can't afford to play. So what do you do with that? You invite. That's our second skill. Invite people to come for these presentations. And then MLM, which is network marketing, the commandments, MLM commandments is your team. Love your team. Work with your team. Present to your team members. Present to the new members. Teamwork will be the best thing for you to get on at this stage. You are new in the system. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to present. You don't know how to present. So because of this teamwork that we have, we will do the presentation for you. All you do is to invite. So that's our third skill. And then you are an independent business person. So become chief responsibility of yourself. Follow up, close early and close often after a Zoom call. Be responsible for yourself. Don't wait for somebody to ask you whether you have closed or whether you have followed up. You need to do that for yourself. And when you follow up, don't ask funny questions. Just ask them, what do you like most about the Zoom meeting? Was it travel? Was it money, or both? Whatever the answer they give you, then you say, so you are in. They might have objections. Deal with the objection. We are going to talk more about objections. Deal with the objection and close again. Deal with another objection and close again. So that's our fourth skill. Then our fifth skill, have a meeting with yourself, a conversation with yourself. You have signed up somebody. You need to know what to do. That's the conversation that you are going to have with yourself. So go back to basics, go back to the game plan and see what is required of you to do. What do you need to give those people? What do they need to know? What is the next step? What videos are they going to see in their back office? So that's your duty. So you need to do that. You are a manager of your own. You are a manager of yourself. And then skill number six is promote events. Like Silva, he touched on that already. Our business is target driven. And what is your target? What do you want to achieve? You joined the business yesterday. You joined the business last week. You are going to join the business tomorrow or next week. What is your target? What target money do you want? How many people are you going to approach on a daily basis? I have a target of a minimum of 3 new prospects on a daily basis. And I target to talk to 4 or more downliners on a daily basis. And then I have a target of explaining to my downliners prospects and closing them 4 or 5 on a daily basis. And I talk to 2 of my upliners on a daily basis. So what is your target? What do you want to achieve? Your target is very important. And your goal must have timelines. You must have clear goals. I'm talking to HR people in the Zoom meeting here. They know SMART goals. And I'm talking to managers in the Zoom meeting. They know SMART goals. Let's have SMART goals. This business, I warn people every time. It needs somebody who works, somebody who has the tenacity, somebody who has stamina, who is determined, resilient, and confident. Because if you're not resilient, if somebody gives you their silly excuses, then you just back off. And some people will discourage you. Some people will say ill things about the company, ill things about network marketing. So if you're not resilient, then you won't be able to make it. And if you're not confident, you won't be able to stand for yourself. So be excited. Do not have self-doubt, because if you have self-doubt, people will see it in your face. They will hear it in your voice, and they can read body language. So you really need to be very, very careful. And then you need to build a system to take the long haul, to stay on. I always say, quit is not in my vocabulary. Neither is can't. Richard Branson says, just do it. If he comes up with an idea, he just says, just do it. You can learn along the way. If he gets an idea, he just gives it to his team and he tells them to do it. And their team, his team members, they don't ask anything. They just ask how high they should jump if they are told to jump. So you need to build a team with people that are likable. When you say jump, they will ask you how high. Make a strategy of what kind of people you want to make a team with. You need to genuinely love your team and protect them. I think I have those features. If you don't have those features or characteristics, you can learn from me. I'm very proud of myself. Sorry, I'm bragging, but I'm just trying to stress a point that you need to genuinely love your team. You need to protect them. You need to work with them. You need to be in their shoes all the time. And be sure to make them do continuous improvements, personal development. If you don't do that, then you are going to be an S forever and forever and forever. And you need to teach them to be good readers, because in this business, you need to read. You need to listen to other people who are in the business so that you get the right material to work on and the right material to be able to grow your business. And you need to go to basics at all times. Go back to basics, because if you don't go back to basics, you get lost. You work on a system. The success of our business is a system. It's system based. So if you don't follow the system, you get lost along the way. So what are we saying today? We are saying you need to create a need. First of all, the list that Silva talked about, we are going to be repeating, but revision is very powerful. It needs to be repeated all the time. So your list, you can start with those people that are close to you. Those people who, when you get stuck in an emergency, you've got 1% left in your phone, who are you going to phone? Those are the kind of people that you're going to put on your first list, because they understand you better. They have trust in you. And whatever happens, they can always come back to you honestly. So once you have done that list, create that need, invite, present. You can't present because you are new. Bring them to presentations. Follow up. Even if you can't follow up, get a senior to follow up for you. And then you need to close. If you don't close, you haven't asked for money. You won't get the money. So closing is very, very important. And then you need to train them. You might be saying, how can I train? And I also need to be trained. Yes, you can train them. All you need to do is get your phone, get your WhatsApp, and talk to one of the senior people and ask them what you need. Then they will do it for you. So you can train them, and at the same time, you'll be learning. Don't be too relaxed to depend on your seniors. You also need to learn along the way. Go back to your back office. There are many videos in the back office that will teach you how to use the back office, train you on all these things that we are doing. You will get all the information in your back office. So you need to identify leaders as well as you build your team. You need to identify leaders, because if you are the only leader in your team, you are going to suffer and you're going to suffocate. And at the end of the day, you are going to exhaust yourself and you will not like the business. So you need to identify leaders. Once you have identified the leaders, then the leaders will be trained, because some leaders are not born leaders. So they need to be trained. So we can work on them, train them, and give them nuggets of how to lead the teams, and then they are good to go. But as I said, you can never be good to go without continuous educating yourself. You need to develop yourself. Self-development is one of the most important thing in this business of ours. So for today, that's all I have for you. We will continue with our back to basics next week if we are given the opportunity. But like I said, if you see an opportunity, if there's somebody who is a prospect and hasn't joined yet, if you see an opportunity, don't ask questions, don't think about it, don't ask your spouse, just do it. You will learn along the way. Because I've seen the most successful people, those are the blind people who just grab the opportunity. Because once they open their eyes, they will start to see. And what they will see is much bigger than what the people who are not blind join the company. So what am I saying today? I am saying, guys, let's work with our business. Let's work with the systems. Let's get money into our pockets within 24 hours. Then you have a story to tell. Like Mr. Sayanyiwa here on the call, he completed his profit center within 14 days. Some of you heard me yesterday asking him that he was supposed to do that before midnight. Yes, certainly he did. Before midnight, he closed his profit center. So that's what we want to do. We want to work with targets, guys. Let's not waste time. So this is the end of the training today. Thank you very much for joining the call. If you've got any questions, I don't know if, yes, we have 10 minutes for questions. We can ask a few questions and then we can close.
I think we have got time for Dennis to wrap it up. I think we've got about, Dennis, can you come in and just wrap it up? We've got about 2.5 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, thank you so much. I think, I don't know, if anyone has questions, maybe they can take up the 2.5 minutes, because I don't want to take up the opportunity that you had thrown to them.
Okay, so let's open it up. If there's anyone with a question, then we give them time, and then we can be able to answer them. We've got 2 minutes, exactly 2 minutes.
So Dennis, you can go. If there's anyone with a question, they can raise their hand, and then you can just take up the person.
All right, so I think I'll take my chance back. Thank you so much, Silva and Patricia. That was amazing. We got a lot of value. Personally, I got a lot of value. Okay. One amazing thing that Silva touched, he said that APPI Travels is not an investment club. Okay, it's a business, so you've got to put in the effort and make it work. So I've gotten a lot of value personally, and I look forward to the recording so that we can listen to it more. And so for me, it is about targets. Okay, it's about targets. We need to set weekly targets. Okay, in terms of income, all of us. So, and also have accountability partners who will always help us to hold us accountable against those targets. For me, it is about weekly targets. So everyone on the call have weekly targets. How much money do you want to make the Sunday that is starting today until the Sunday which will end next weekend? All right. So when you do that, get an accountability partner and then get to it. So thank you so much and blessed evening.
Thank you very much, Dennis there. So you've heard it from Dennis. We've got less than a minute. I'm sure it is going to cut now. So Dennis is the guy that actually managed to bring APPI Travels to Africa. I'm super grateful every time that I speak to Dennis. I have to mention this one because it's the one that managed to get APPI Travels. APPI Travels is a Canadian company, but right now it's now in Africa. We now have it in our hands. We can have a business in over 200 countries. So this is a very powerful opportunity. Richard Branson said that if someone gives you an opportunity and you don't know how to do it, just say yes, and you learn how to do it later. So guys, this is an opportunity. Let's grab it with both our hands and feet and everything that we have, because they're too good to be